Just after sunrise, I drove into Manhattan for a day of exploring Roosevelt Island. Most people see New York City from its streets or from above. This time, we're doing it across the river. Before taking the tram, I walked onto the 63rd Street pedestrian bridge in Manhattan for a look across the river. Footbridges like this connects New Yorkers instantly from noise to riverside oasis. From here, I can see the trams making their way between Roosevelt Island and Manhattan. And here we go. I'm off to an island filled with surprises that we called home for a year when my family was young, over 20 years ago. The tram ride is only a few minutes, but the views make it feel like an experience of its own. What made it even more exciting back then was because Spider-Man fought the Green Goblin right here on this tramway in the 2002 movie.
Thank you for riding with us.
We're walking the full 2 miles of the island, taking in the panoramic Manhattan skyline, haunting Gothic ruins, minimalist architecture, intriguing monuments, and public art. This promenade is one of New York City's best ship-spotting corridors, with heavy traffic of tugboats pushing or pulling barges transporting cargo, garbage, and heavy equipment. Her most famous reporting was faking mental illness to live 10 days inside the notorious women's lunatic asylum on this island in 1887, exposing horrific abuse and bringing about healthcare reforms. On an island big on green initiatives, I was shocked to see black smoke coming from, I assumed, smokestacks. I knew the real problem when I realized I was walking behind firefighters. And saw the more than 20 fire trucks and police cars there. Nothing looked serious to me here yet, until I went to the side of the building. And then the back. I didn't see anyone on the stretchers yet and was hoping for the best. But I decided to take a little detour first. I walked through the small library plaza to the only main road on the island, planned that way to limit cars. This is the apartment building we lived in 22 years ago. Sitting on the giant swing in the middle of the island, looking at the East River to the west and the east, I realized once again how narrow the island is. A graduate school and research center, Cornell Tech opened its doors in 2017. The campus is a model of sustainability, with buildings designed with net zero energy, geothermal heating and cooling, rooftop solar canopies, and intelligent and insulated facades. Because Roosevelt Island is vulnerable to sea level rise, these elevated grass mounds are designed as flood defense for the campus. Just past the campus is the southern tip of Roosevelt Island. 20 years ago, it was a place where we once likened to an overgrown no man's land, with chain-link fences around crumbling ruins. Now it has 4 major landmarks: South Point Park, The FDR Hope Memorial. The former smallpox hospital, also known as Renwick Ruins, after its architect, and the FDR for Freedom's Memorial Park at the very tip of the island. During the year we lived on Roosevelt Island, this southern end was undeveloped with unpaved paths. Whenever we biked around the smallpox hospital, we'd ride a little quicker because it could feel a little eerie. It's like a different world here now. I spent some time watching river traffic and the Manhattan skyline on these comfortable chairs. Walking back up, I passed by the tram station, but instead of taking the tram back, I'm trying a different way to get back into Manhattan. because it was built when Roosevelt Island was still Welfare Island. The bridge was called Welfare Island Bridge. There are always many angles to see a place, and I wanted to see the island from a different one today. This industrial area of Queens feels a bit gritty. I felt safer once I got closer to the Queensboro Bridge and the subway tracks. The constant sharp screeching of wheels is due to the many trains sharing the tracks and the sharp curves and tight turns. This new pedestrian walkway provides a much-needed and safer foot traffic-only path, separate from cyclists who are now on the other side of the bridge. The Queensboro Bridge offers dramatic views of the East River, Roosevelt Island, and the Manhattan skyline. The sun peeked out at the end of my walk on the bridge. I wandered around Manhattan a little more. It's pretty hard to resist the halal food trucks serving an iconic New York City staple street food. A lamb and rice platter was the perfect ending to my day. I came back to Roosevelt Island today not just to reminisce, but to appreciate it more deeply from a different perspective. It was exciting to find bits and pieces of our family's past, but also to witness the island's unbelievable metamorphosis. There are many chapters to this island's history. I'm glad we've been part of one of them, and I hope you found something meaningful on this journey too. Until the next cobblestone.